Before we move on to the fifth session, it is now our task to summarize the last sessions, which is quite a task. So we have 7 minutes for each of the session. I will start out by summarizing the pediatric session. May I have my slides, please? So we had 4 speakers, and the first one, the topic was the earlier the better, from pregnancy to breastfeeding. And Umberto Somioni from Lausanne started out by stating that our environment and our lifestyle exerts a great influence from the very beginning next to our genetic makeup. And there is increasing evidence that shows that early epigenetic imprinting translates into durable changes in gene expression across the life course. And this is strongly influenced by the early environment, meaning pregnancy and early infancy. Epigenetics are molecular mechanisms that orchestrate genes and gene expression throughout development and at a lower level over the life course under the effect of the environment. And his summary is that it has implications for the individual and public health promotion in that way that early prevention needs to be implicated and is most efficient and cost effective when it is tailored to the needs of pregnant women and infants. Personalized medicine is used many times these days, and the question is how this is being handled. Luc Marlier summarized the early chemical sensory experiences and their effect on subsequent food choices, stating that some food preferences are shaped very early during ontogenesis and during pregnancy. Meals taken up by the mother result in a palette of aromas transferred to the amniotic fluid and hence to the child. During breastfeeding, milk also carries flavors and aromas that are contained in the maternal diet, and this early taste for certain flavors can potentially persist during childhood or even up until adult life. And in addition to a range of peripheral mechanisms, a variety of cognitive mechanisms could intervene as early as during prenatal life. And these sensory impressions that are formed during the fetal and neonatal life are potentially channeling the child's tastes. Now, the need for dietary diversification is a natural need, and this was summarized by Marie-Laure Frelu, who said that weaning and dietary diversification are key periods in early life, and you know that between 4 and 6 months of age, foods are being added to milk, be it breast milk or formula milk. And before weaning, milk provides both water and nutrients, and vegetables and fruits are obviously introduced after the exclusive milk period. And there's 2 extreme situations that can be observed during the first weeks of diversification, she says. One is an increase in energy intakes from new foods while the amount of milk remains stable, and the second being that there's a transitory decrease in energy intakes that can take place when vegetables given as a starter at lunchtimes induce satiety and milk or dairies intake slightly decrease. So in summary, dietary diversification is a necessary and natural process which can be adjusted and bears potential for prevention in order to maintain an adequate growth pattern. Complementary feeding, there are different models that are around. Complementary feeding, formerly referred to as weaning, starts at the 5th or 6th month of age, according to WHO recommendations, and it starts with different solid foods, considering whether the baby is breastfed or formula fed. We have to remember what the baby eats has the same importance as how the baby is fed. We need to note that the future health of the infant is programmed between 6 and 24 months on top of what has happened during pregnancy. But there is something called baby-led weaning that is very popular. But at the end of the day, Dr. Caroli states that there is no evidence for benefits of baby-led weaning in the prevention of obesity and for shaping healthier eating habits as compared to the traditional weaning concepts. So this is a brief summary of these 4 sessions, and I hand over to you.